right, hey folks, I'm off to a slow start today, but we still have some time available for us to get some artwork done today, so that's what we're going to focus on. Give me a minute here. I need to check in on my signal, make sure that everything's up and running, and do some social media posts. So if you want to skip ahead a minute and catch me after all of the update stuff, you are certainly welcome to do so, and I don't blame you one bit. But for people that are stuck here in time space with me here and now, let me, let's see. I'm pressing buttons, sorry. Hey, my name is Will Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them and I publish them online. Sorry. Hey, my name is Will Kearney. I create role-playing games. I think that volume's probably going to be okay. I think that volume's probably going to be okay. Yeah, the music's good. All right, so I can go ahead and quiet you down there, son. All right, so we'll keep that quiet. I'm grabbing the links here and doing the updates, and it'll be done in just a moment. So we're making an adventure for the Eberron campaign setting. You can see the book cover here. It's called Crystals of Mabar. It's for characters 7th and 8th level for fighting necromancers, demons, and undead in the Carnwood of Karnath on the continent of Corvair. And so I created this adventure, and we play tested it. We picked up some other DMs to test it with us. Turned out pretty good. We drafted it up, hired Stuart Braz as our editor. I wrote this with Andy Healy, who does a lot of Call of Cthulhu stuff, so it's got a decent mystery feel to it. And then once we got it back, we did the page layouts and all the artwork. So here, I'm fixing my monitor so you can see what I see. Sorry, pneumonia. Getting the rest of it out of my system. I'm sitting pretty. But if you think today's stuff is fun and cool, you can like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notification of when we're live in the future. Here's a bunch of books that we've already created. They are also chock full of my ideas and artwork, so check those out. Right now we're doing corner vignettes. So this little patch here is looking a little bland. And for those that haven't seen this before, it's a 16:9 format. So we don't have a manual button to fill screen, but there you go. This is roughly how it fills your screen. Each column, the whole format is 16:9, and each column is also 9 by 16, and it's a 12-point font, so it's pretty easy to read. Yeah, but I just want to fill in these little corner bits here to keep it from looking too barren. It just looks weird since everything else is so. Since the whole page is covered, this feels kind of bare and naked. So I'm going to start off experimenting with pushing all of this over, because I mean there's certainly stuff going on over here. Maybe I just clipped the masking layer a little short. I'm just finding ways to fill in this space without being garish or cheap. So, but this really isn't bad. I could do a fade out here. These we have 13 more of these to do, and then we get to publish the adventure. So I'm right now I'm scurrying to get all the hyperlinking done in the book, like. Oh, there really isn't anything clickable on this page. Fascinating. Yeah, okay. Well, I was going to show examples of hyperlinks, but I don't appear to have any on this page, so never mind. Let's blip that out of the way there. You got to be mindful of these corners to not choke the text. I feel like what's about to happen is I add more city to this space here, and then spread this mist out to this final post here. I think that's what's about to happen, is more city. More dots, more dots, more dots. So let me just go ahead and define the space here and get it so that this post feels like a good place to stop. And then we'll just add on and embellish a bit, I guess. It shouldn't be that difficult. I can just basically cut, paste more cityscape and just cheese it by, yeah, cut and pasting it, but it needs to get done. But with only an hour available today, this is a pretty good thing to work on. We were going to work on the page with the spiral staircases, but I realized the only thing I really need to change about the spiral staircase is just a little bit more information about like going up the steps. And that's not really an art thing that I can share with you guys on screen. So I went ahead and snubbed that one from yesterday, and then re-rolled on our table. And this is the book that came up this time. So this is the book that we're going to work. This feels better, a little less pinched, but still feels a little empty. But I definitely need more city over here. That's for certain. So maybe we can push this a little bit further. Maybe we can just spam city and push it out here like this. This might be the way. There we go. Blend that in. That's a good radiant. I'm going to conceal this mask here in a moment, but I'm just really making sure that the gradient blend is strong so that I can hint at stuff going on. See that feels a lot more balanced on the page, but now it's empty because this stuff isn't complete. So let's drop the mask layer and peel it open and start rebuilding. Disable. Great texture. I can grab... Boy, okay, so we're going to start disassembling the process here. Let's go with the window frame. I can take all of these windows, duplicate the group, merge the group, grab a portion behind the desk here. I don't know if we actually fleshed that out or not. How about that we did? Well, that's useful. Let's drop it behind the main assembly. Let's see what this button does. That feels pretty good. Yeah, that feels good. Let's take a mild eraser here and erase at this a little bit. There, that's a natural transition. Merge this down into the background. Turn that back on. Hey, look at that. Masks for days. My mask. Now we have plenty of space, but it's all dead. Like having this blipped out isn't a bad idea because it really is just dead space. But that's a good expansion there. So let's just work this in, and this will be a realistic end to the environment. And we're gonna have to just cut, paste, spam some city space in the background here, but that should be okay. Just gonna work this into the canvas as the master says. I've got a very light smudge brush that grabs just a little bit of pixel as we click and drag around like this. It doesn't need to go all the way across the page. It should be fine fading out around here. Let's pan back. Yeah, see, that's decent balance. That feels pretty good. I like that. So we're going to take this and we're just going to bring it back in to fade up a little bit so we can have just a really smooth gradient fade. Gradient is the word I was looking for. Real painstaking, slow gradient effect. I could probably automate this somehow, but I'd have to use arrows and click render, and it ultimately probably wouldn't be any faster than this. It would just be less skillful. Every time there's a button you can press to resolve a problem that you could do manually, doing so manually is an invitation for us to get more skilled with the tools that we use, so that when we have to do something manually, we're familiar with the process and adept with the tools needed to accomplish it. So every time you automate a process, it weakens your ability to duplicate or to effectively run that process yourself. That is a subtle barb flung at AI in general, because AI robs you of skill. It provides you cheap, easy information and solutions at the cost of proficiency. And some people who aren't interested in gaining proficiency doesn't want the labor pain, just wants the baby. That's why they adopt that technology, because it allows them to avoid the pain and effort of learning to produce. Which is the real core of the debate between AI, useful tool, or apathetic master, if you would. That feels pretty good. I think I can be pretty happy with this gradient. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, cool. So leaving that intact, let's start messing around with our background. We're going to merge down. Windows. There. drop Raheed. Drop the window frame. Here's the cityscape. We don't need you necessarily right now. Sky looks okay. Windows in place are good. It's the cityscape in the background that we need to worry about now. So let's grab cityscape. Oh boy, this is going to be a process. Maybe we start in the back. It's been a while since I've peeled open this illustration, so sky is good. I guess Jesus Christ. Look at all that shit. Let's peel it apart. So hold on, slowly but surely we're gonna peel this guy apart. All right, I guess this is where it begins. So let's grab that color. I need to add it all back in for to actually see what's going on. Let's add a layer here. Where are you at? 72. This is where I actually want to be at. And fold that up. This I don't know how this episode's going to go. This might be a nothing burger of a day. This is where we want to be, though. So let's blip these all out of the way again. So we can get to the meat of what we actually want while we're here. Yeah, okay. Sorry, sorting out my layers. Okay, this is where we're actually at. I could drop that in here. Okay, so everything's sorted out now. What's your opacity over here? 100%. Okay. There. Okay, good. That's the color that we wanted. So let's take this and just spill it off over here, just to fill something in so that we can push it out into the void. I'm gonna take a square top and start bricking these up a little bit. Thank you, Timely Timer. Let's grab a... feel like I need to take this, drop it in the sky into here. Yeah, let's just do that just to do it. Something like that. I like that little. I like this little burst of light behind that building. I like that a lot. I'm going to leave that in place. I don't know what it is necessarily, but I like the lighting of it. The theme of today is putting in the hours, getting the work done. That's why I like this. That's why I like to stream in the mornings like this. It guarantees some accountability, and it furthers a project that's important to me first. I get to care for my own needs and things that I want to achieve for myself, and that's actually pretty important. Let's drop that in there. We'll go back up to the smudge line here and just work the canvas a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Okay, good. Good. That feels pretty natural. That backdrop is good with the storm and the buildings. That looks like a decent stopping point for those. Happy to have that. So let's drop the back line into the piece. Very good. So back line is good. This starts to add in some architecture. A lot of architecture. It's not so bad. Let's see. What can I do? How can I grab this? We're going to duplicate the group, and then we're going to merge the group, and then I'm going to copy paste like a thief. That's okay. I'm thieving my own work, so it's totally fair. Yeah, okay, that's worthless. Oh, that's why. That's why. There we go. You goofball. Okay, backline is good. This is the layer that I had needed. So let's duplicate this group. Merge the group. There we go. This is gonna work out. Yeah, more like that. Fold this up. There. Okay, that's sitting pretty. How does this stuff do? Let's do it. Windows, tools. Let's build it. Let's build this a little differently. Something like that. That works okay. Curve that off there. So we're trying to get the city duplicated over here without actually having to put in the work of doing all these windows again. I'm just basically replicating, picking up and dropping down just to grab the things. So where does Rahid sit in here? Let's add him back in so we can see his silhouette. Lots of detail going in here. Yeah, all this stuff back here behind Rahid basically gets hidden. So I think I can just grab it and steal it and bring it over. That's kind of what I'm thinking. It's chintzy, but it's mine for the taking. So let's duplicate that group, just wholesale, and then merge that group down. Add Rahid back in, and everything behind Rahid is fair game. Like this. Let's see if this worked out. this might just work. This might just work. Yeah, this is going to work. This is going to work. This is completely resolved all of this shit. Very nice. So let's keep true to the form. Always be cheating. Not bad. All we need is like a little bit of a blip in here, and we should be good to go. So. Let's see, what's something else we can up and steal? Whatever's behind here. Uh-huh. Here, like this. Fade that out. Hey, what's that, Defected? How you doing, my guy? We're back here adding cityscape into this back edge here. I wanted to extend this assembly so that it filled the breadth of this space, and I feel like we're in a good space here. I'm just gonna grab this and duplicate it. Copy, paste, free transform. Flip horizontal. That's not the way to do it. I see you got text going. What's up? Chilling, doing well. About to get on to go to work. Right on, right on. Thought I'd drop by. Oh, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Let's scooch this a bit. It's a little off. There we go. No. Perfect. All right, cool. Everything's back to normal. Yeah, I think that feels good. There we go. Okay, that was what we need. Okay, good. That's sitting pretty. I'm happy with that. I think we have enough back. I think that's pretty good. How are we looking on time? It's 7:30. I don't feel like I need to do anything more of this. I think I am again content. Let's bring this up a little bit just to... do like this, just to brush that in. There we go. All right, clean that up a little. This corner was nagging me because I didn't like its vacancy, so it being vacant is probably proper English there. So yeah, so we're just adding a little bit. We're extending the city line just a little bit, just to make it feel a little more. Drop that in there. Fuzz this out. We're going to be in a decent space. Speaking of space, building out asteroid bastions last night was a ton of fun. I love that sort of DM prep, that story building and adventure nuggets, and that's the thing about DMing. Once you get enough like adventure nuggets laid out and ideas percolating, then it doesn't really matter what the players do, as long as they're chasing after something that's at least tangentially related to stuff that you've built. Improvising from there is just basically just running it as improv, and just go back and change things as needed that they didn't get to that day that they're excited about. That's really what running games is all about, is creating that environment for them to explore and have fun. And then the DM's fun is sharing those things as they discover them in game and challenging them, but then going back and challenging yourself to change your campaign to be adapting to where the team is going, so that they're always noticing that their decisions are making a difference, but that there's so much stuff going on in the world that what their decisions are insignificant until they can attain power enough to make real change in the world. And that's an exciting narrative. That if you can build it and stay persistent with it throughout the entire campaign, you can run 1 to 20 running like with that mentality. And few people have that opportunity to actually run a campaign from level 1 to 20. But if you can do it, if you pace yourself and don't bite off more than you can chew, then you can eventually wind your way there, and it's a really cool experience. Where are we at? 7:33. I technically have 20 minutes left. But I'm happy with this. This is good. See, that's good enough. It's now filling that space. It doesn't look vacant over here unnaturally. I like how that's sitting. So we can call this done. We can call it done. Hit merge. Save there. Not merge. Save. And that is page... Yep, calling it done. So let's go over here. We can get rid of page 89. That leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 illustrations to go. Let's take ye old D12 and roll on it and see what page comes up and take a look at what we see. I rolled a 1. So that's going to be page 8. So let's go look at page 8 and see what it is that was catching my eye that needs attention, and we'll see how hefty of a task it is to actually implement. Where is my page 8? Page 8 is not currently in my selection. So let's go to open. And here we go. Page 8. I summon thee, page 8. Oh. Huh. Okay. Let's see. We built in a little vignette here. God, I almost feel like this. I almost feel like this here should actually be here in this space. This is the constabulary, and that is the angle of approach. Maybe I can be more cheeky than that and do like a more zoomed out version of the village and the tree line. Let's do that. Let's fuck around and find out. This is takes it to the top. Lower left. All right, so we're just gonna start doing some landscapey stuff and see. Like, the idea is, I think, like, can I do a more panned out shot, like a view of like on the road heading towards the village before we actually get there? That's kind of a neat idea. If I have like a more distant shot of approaching the village, and then we have here you're at the entrance of the village. And then that leads into the rest of the stuff. That feels kind of cool. So, like, if I can do... we're just going to do a really small landscape picture here because I love doing landscapes. I'm so thrilled that these little corner vignettes are lending themselves to environmental and landscape pictures because I love doing landscape stuff. I love doing environments. I know there's an alternate me in a timeline somewhere that's doing environment, like doing Magic the Gathering card art and doing... like environments for video games, but that guy is not me. I'm the guy that makes the books. So let's just start off with a tree line here because trees are good. Kind of want to see where this goes. So. What am I visualizing? I'm not trying to visualize anything. I'm just trying to let the pixels flow and find their way to the piece. If we're on a road and it's wandering this way, we're just fucking around to find out. I have a road bend off like this. I'm going to have to make that much less significant. Carnwood is on the left-hand side. There is still some like patchy forest, but it's sloping downhill away at this point. So it starts to drop into plains along this edge here. Maybe we can trim that path down here more like this. Something like this, maybe. Foregroundy type stuff to cut off the path. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. We'll see. I don't know. The space doesn't seem to. The space doesn't seem to be allowing itself for a decent village shot. Jeez, I could just do a roadside forest. Maybe something like this. It's not horrible. It's not very descriptive, though. It is a fun little environment. I'm not gonna say no to this immediately, but it's not very. I like this jagged edge of the tree line, creating sort of like a page tear. And then it's intentionally tangenting over so it's matching the line of the slope here. I like that. Let's mess around with the foreground a little bit, see if we can clip the scene. I don't know. We're just basically doing just some random BS forest stuff over here. Right now, I'm just layering bushes in front of foliage. No real intention other than making a cool little vignette. Well, that's not a bad idea. I mean, the silo poking out over the tree line. That actually seems pretty fucking fun. Yeah, okay. The silo poking out from the tree line. I'm not hating on that too much. I almost feel like I should flip this. Free transform. That's not bad. That's not bad. I think that's gonna work. A real simple, non-obtrusive. You can set this down in here like that to break up that tree line. Oh, that's fun. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think this is totally gonna work. We'll just have the sky blend out into the environment, but clip this one short like that. Yeah, not bad. Something like that. That's a decent sketch. So let's start building. Okay, I can poach this building here, so cheap, and drop it in over here, and then add in the silo here, so that as we get closer to the location, this is what we see opening up. That's kind of cheap. Maybe that's how I want to do it. Maybe not. That. Something like that. Maybe not. I don't know. We're figuring it out. It's not. My problem currently is that it's not that different from what we already have here. I like this piece, and I like how faded it is. It feels good. This here is presumably this here. This here is the commons here, and here in the foreground is the constabulary, but that's so close to what we've already done. It feels, it's not right. I'm just duplicating shit. I don't want to just duplicate shit. Maybe if I flip it back, free transform. How do I want to do this? This is a fun challenge. I go into these not knowing what it is that I want to do, and rarely do I actually get stuck on something. I'm a little stuck here. I'm also really close to being out of time. It's 7:50 right now, so I've got like a minute left before I have to bail, and I am absolutely, in this instance, I am absolutely bailing. It's what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to step away from this one and then let our brain figure out what it is that we want to do with this. It might be the right answer is to add more text, just to pontificate and fill that in. Because if I can't get like another 1, 2, 3, 4. Like if I can't get another like 4 lines of text in here to talk about the intro here for entering Village Peace, I'm going to have to add an illustration. But I'm choking on this one. All right. Well, I mean, hey, we got 1 page done today. We already got 1 done, so this is just bonus time that we were spending, and it's proving to be problematic. A small little environment vignette would really help ground the village into the space, but I don't see it yet. But I'm out of time, so maybe that's why I can't see it, because I don't have time to execute what I actually see. So I have less than a minute left on the clock. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it here. I think I have to go downtown tomorrow. I think my monthly pilgrimage is tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then next week. Pretty sure it's tomorrow, which means when I go on my pilgrimage in the mornings, it's once or twice a month. I can't do artwork in the morning, so I might not be here tomorrow. We'll see what, I'm not positive what my schedule is supposed to be, so we'll figure it. We'll see if I'm not here tomorrow, I'll definitely be here on Thursday, and then Thursday night we'll continue working on the Spelljammer Eberron Asteroid Belt communities that we've been statting out and then mapping to the stats. So that's what we'll be doing, and then and then Friday we'll also be here doing our work. Thursday morning, Friday morning, and then Saturday morning we'll continue working with the martial powers and color mana spell point variant rules for 5e to convert Magic the Gathering into D&D 5e the way that I think God intended. So yeah, that's it for now, guys. I'm going to bounce out of here, and I'll see you guys on the other side. So like, subscribe, bell icons, notification, books down here. Check them out. Discord channel. Be welcome to join and playtest stuff with us. And I'll see. I think I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.